Welcome to the practice for Biocode 5, the walk codes, all about self-navigation. Congratulations, you've made it through the fifth and final Biocode. We know that this practice is really going to transform your life, and especially Biocode 5, which is all about learning to pivot and be resilient and flexible when things don't go according to plan. So, one of the concepts that Dr. Jill introduced is the idea of this two-way energy and letting go of expectations to outcome. So often we start our day and we have a vision, we have our checklists, our to do lists, our planners, and we get really stuck in making sure all of that happens. And when it doesn't, we have a couple options. We can be defeated and feel like our whole day is destroyed, or we can learn to pivot and roll with the punches and go with the flow. So, Dr. Jill, talk a little more about how that two-way energy and being flexible really can lead to increased productivity and better energy throughout your day.
Boy, can it lead to more productivity in your day, and it actually helps us to like get what we want, because when we get stuck on what's not there, how are we ever going to get what we want if we're not moving our life forward? And you know one another one of my favorite metaphors is, who does Biocode 5 so well? Kids at Easter egg hunts. They do it so well. So let's go through this little scenario. Let's say we are the parents and we want our kids to have it all, do it all, be it all, and it's Easter time. So what do? We put all their favorite little chocolates and candies and toys in the little Easter eggs, and we hide them all over the yard. And let's just say every single year, they're always under a special oak tree, right? But this year, we decided we're not going to do that. We're not going to make it that obvious, right? So here we go. Everybody's ready to get started. The kids are dressed up in their cute little outfits and they have their little baskets. And we go on your mark, get set, go. And where do you think all the kids are going to run to first?
Back to that tree.
One, two, three, right back to the tree. And when they look and they see that those Easter eggs are not there, do you think they're going to go like, I can't believe they're not here. They're always here. They've been here every year. Do you think that's how it's going to go?
Probably not.
Probably not. Definitely not. What they're going to do is quickly think to themselves, well, maybe they're over here. Maybe they're behind that bush. Maybe they're by the car. Maybe they're over here by the patio. There's a bucket over there. They are going to quickly direct and redirect their choices, their thoughts, their actions, because they know the eggs are there. But just because they're not there, they're not going to dwell on it. We want to see life the same way. When we try something or we try to engage with somebody to get them involved in our idea and it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean everything's not working out. It doesn't even mean it's bad. It means we need to pivot and move to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. The faster we do that, the faster those gifts or those eggs are in our basket. And then we look, whether it's at the end of the day, the end of the week, or the end of the year, and then we see how much richer our life was because we keep our focus forward, knowing good things are ahead of us.
Yes. Alternatively, we talk about closed doors and recognizing when a door is closed or an energy is closed. I imagine, if there was a child in that hunt that just stayed at the tree thinking about, oh, I should have looked somewhere else, or why did I do this? While everybody else is moving on, finding
Exactly.
what they want, finding what they need. Certainly in life, when we have disappointments, we need to take time and think through or allow ourselves to feel, but that ability to pivot and move to the next thing and fall in love with the unknown. It sounds like a big idea, except every day is unknown. Can you share a little more about how people can start to listen to their lives and listen to the whispers to help them make those choices or recognize a shift in energy and when they should start to entertain, if this doesn't work, I wonder what will.
Oh, our life is so much like think about it, school. Like we're living in the life school. And when I was younger and I was in school, we had all of these subjects, right? And we had all these different classes. And some of the classes, obviously we're all very good at, and some we struggle with. Everybody is like that in school. And I remember as a little kid, my mom bought me all of these different folders so I could stay organized. And I would have my red folder and my green and my blue and my yellow. Well, let's just say that I was in math and I am struggling. I am not getting the formulas. I am not understanding it. I missed the pop quiz. Everything is going wrong. And I'm having a really, really bad experience in math. And we'll call that my blue folder, right? And the bell rings. And the next class is English. And I am a shining star at English, everything reading, everything literature, everything about storytelling. If I bring that blue folder with me and the stories that I had into my English class, we'll call that the green folder. Number one, it will not solve for the blue folder, for the problems that I had in the last experience. And even more important, it will diminish the time spent on what I am good at. Learning how to have this selective consciousness and knowing when we're pivoting, it doesn't mean we're ditching everything. It doesn't mean everything goes away. It doesn't mean we give up on it. It means we know how to put it down for now. Leave it alone for now and get yourself into the next experience so you can be fully present and focus on what's there instead of diminishing your energy and only hurting where you're going. So this idea of direct and redirect is really just being fluid and flexible. It's really understanding that maybe whatever it is that that disappointment was, maybe it's not working in that moment, and there might be an alternative way to handle it, but you could also put down that folder, pick up the green folder, focus on where you're at, and later you could pivot back and start problem solving on that last folder where you were having a little bit of issue or challenge. And it's a powerful exercise to think about it like subjects. And remember, you will go back to it if needed, and if not, you'll carry on to the next thing. And that's how we keep our focus forward and keep our energy clean as we move through the experiences in our day-to-day life.
So a key part of biocoding in general is about kindness and compassion and doing the right thing or the next best thing or the kind thing. So when it comes to Biocode 5 and self-navigation and things that aren't working and it's time to redirect, kindness is a big part of it. Can you share a little more about that? How we redirect from opportunities or relationships or moments that aren't serving us while doing it kindly without making others wrong?
Everything comes down to a belief system. If we believe that life is for us, not against us, and everything is leading us towards our highest and best next move from where we're at, then we get excited about change. We also allow for those changes because if something's not working in that moment, whether it's for us or with other people, if we really want the highest and best for everyone, then we have to allow these changes to take place, knowing they could change and adapt again and again and again. Nothing is final. Everything's fluid in life. I really don't believe in a closed door. It might be metaphorically a closed door, but if you are in your power and you are understanding how to kindly, lovingly, right, gently direct and redirect and choose in moments, you could observe anything that's in front of you. You may not choose to walk through that door. You may choose to go into another door, but when you're in your power, you're always in choice about where you're directing and redirecting your life. Life is not choosing you. You are choosing life by how you make your choices with Biocode 5 in any given moment, in any given disappointment, in any given day. And that's pretty powerful for a person to believe that they are in choice of what they're doing and not doing in their life, and how to do that timely. And like we love to say, anonymously, always focusing on where we're going and talking about that, not the disappointment of what we're coming away from. That's going to really help us to keep flow in our moments throughout our day.
Yes. And that is the really exciting realization I think about Biocode 5 is that there always is a choice. Maybe it's not our top one or two, but when something is not going according to plan, it's okay and it's beneficial to turn your head and say, what are my other options? So that's your challenge as you practice Biocode 5 is to rebound rapidly, practice that pivot. Remember, if this doesn't work, I wonder what will. There's always an option out there. So set those intentions and keep moving forward. Remember that an empowered life starts with you. So keep biocoding your moments, and we'll see you next time.